pause for a moment. Okay. This one is only 3 nodes. That's not bad. You know what? I think we have time. We can probably push through this. This is just 3 proofs of a hero and a Saint Quartz. The section is section 8, the Queen of the Walled Village. Section 8, Lostbelt, the Queen of the Walled Village. The Queen. Hey, Mordred. Welcome, welcome. Howdy things. Ah, damn secret beasts of all the luck running into a huge pack of them like this. Seems like it was not on our side today. I was hoping we could pass by them without incident, but oh well. I'm sorry, I was so close to them that I ended up drawing my bow in fear. Don't worry about it. The blame is partially mine for forgetting how it feels to hold a weapon for the first time. I'll need to reevaluate both technical and mental aspects of our training program. At any rate, the rest of you hurry back to the village. I'll hold them off here. But no buts, we can't risk leading them towards the village. Besides, the more commotion we make, the more likely we are to be captured by the Lokapala we've been hearing rumors about. The Lokapala are said to serve God directly, and have incredible power in their own right. The moment they find us, it's over. We can't let that happen. You're pretty sure you're never gonna roll Arjuna Alter? You just don't like what he's doing to this world and all that stuff, essentially, Mordred? Or is there another reason? I could manage on my own if it came to that, but if you or the village caught their eye, it would be disastrous. So I want you all to head back to Deval ahead of me. Don't forget the supplies we collected. Well, you can't possibly handle them all on your own. Don't worry, my plan isn't to defeat them all. I'll just be buying us time, and I'm well accustomed to the trials of endurance. Besides, I already told you. I'm not human. I'm something else, something with the power of 1,000 ordinary people. A shadow of humanity manifested in this land by the grace of the rightful gods. You dislike him? Yeah. Honestly, personally speaking, I think this is the worst of the Lostbelts thus far, since he just presses delete and everything about you disappears, you know? I personally think that makes this the worst of them all. So yeah. I don't like how he's going around. I don't like how he's going about doing things. He doesn't have much of a personality, though, so I'm going to wait until we see some more of him before I pass any full judgments. I know this isn't the first time we've had to stay behind, but man, it sucks not being able to drive around in our vehicle. What's the point of even having it then? Don't be ridiculous. If the enemy were to find and destroy the border, the jig would be well and truly up. Camouflage function or not, we still need to make sure we stay out of sight at all times. The mad dash we made to pick up the field team during the Kali Yuga was under the most extenuating of circumstances. There will be no repeat performances. Yeah, I was just grumbling. I know you're on the right side of this one, Gordy. Oh, just a moment. Do you think you can stop and hide in that tall grass over there? Yes, I'll set the Earth next to silent mode. Please be as quiet as you can, everyone. That's the reason? I'm pretty sure. Not 100%? What, you don't like how he's just deleting everybody too? Or the no personality thing is what you don't like? Parade of Sacred Beasts. Luckily, they don't seem to have noticed us. Let's stay here and wait for them to pass. They're certainly very pretty to look at. No wonder the people here call them agents of God. They really are just like any other animal without any Kali around. I wonder what they eat. Maybe we could use the food to tame them. Okay, so you got to the point where he expresses more of his personality. I'm still... The first Yuga has only just occurred for me. So, I haven't seen much of it. He seemed very bland. They're gone. Good, let's keep going. It shouldn't be much farther from our destination village. I see something. That must be it over there. Thank goodness we didn't run into any trouble on the way. I like the wall they put up here. It gives the place a real freedom fighter vibe. Mayor Bishu did say they go around finding Kali here. If anything, I would be surprised if their village wasn't fortified like this. Your second most disliked servant? Who's your first most disliked servant? Come on, hurry! What's us? Open the gates, quick! those people seem to be in an awful big hurry to get inside. I wonder what that was all about. Looks like we're just far enough away from them that they didn't notice us. But you see, they may have only just been modified farm implements, but they were still carrying weapons. They really do seem to be different from the people of Bishu. We may as well learn something new here. The thing? Yes. Very well then. Understandable. We do not speak her name here. For I too have her as my least favorite servant. She who shall not be named. Not for fear of the name. Oh, it's a different one. I don't remember that. My brain is not that bright sometimes. And I am admittedly a little tired, too. So you might have to inform me who you're talking about. Oh, Raiko. I think you're right. Let's go see. So is there anything that Raiko could do that would redeem you, out of curiosity? Or redeem her to you? Bleh. My tongue knows how to work. And they're not opening the gate for us. And they're not answering when we knock either. Hey, open the gate for us. I'll have you know, most nations would be thrilled to have me pay them a visit. Let me see if I can hear anything from inside. Was that someone here? Oh no. Oh, this is it. They found us. We're done for. What do you do? What are we gonna do? How should I know? There's no way we can fight them off on our own. We'll just have to keep the gates closed until she gets back. I'm not sure why, but they sound very agitated. Okay, so you just like the whole mother thing. So, in other words, you would like it if Raiko was in her best class, which I believe is the Saber class. In which case she just becomes a cold-hearted demon killing machine. Well, I've got a bad feeling about this, and my bad feelings about this sort of thing always have a way of being right. At least we know there are people inside. And since we're servants, we could probably just jump over the wall if we have to. Of course, just because we can do it doesn't mean we... You there. What are you doing here? Foe? A servant reading. Well, it seems luck is really with you today, Master. Of course, we aren't there just yet, whether this is good luck or bad. So I'm guessing you really dislike her summer form, then. Whoever the servant is, they're headed right your way at top speed. Be on your guard. They just cleared over us and landed on the gate. Ah, it's Lakshmabi. I'm probably mispronouncing their name again. It's a servant we've never met before. Well, that's too bad. I would have made things a lot simpler if you already knew each other. I hate getting chewed out by strangers. It's like 100 times worse than it's someone you know. No, I'd say getting chewed out by someone you know is worse than being chewed out by strangers, personally. What I'm trying to say is this lady looks really pissed off at us, so maybe do something about that. The divine aura curses. Despite my best efforts, it looks like you finally found us. You must be the ones who serve the false god, Lokpala. Wrong, people. Whoa, whoa, slow down. Us, Lokpala? You must be joking. Don't lie to me. It can't be a coincidence that you've shown up now. Besides, I heard you planning to invade our village by jumping over these walls. I had no idea what you're talking about, but it's just a matter of understanding. I only mentioned jumping the wall to roll it over as a bad idea. So you continue to lie to me. Very well, if you have finally learned the list, you have finally learned of my existence, and the existence of this village that seeks to end this false god cycle, then so be it. I'll run and hide no longer. If the time has come to fight, then I shall rise to this challenge. Prepare yourselves, Lokpala. You will not be taking anything from me this day. Even though I must face a god, this time, I will make sure to defend my home until the very end. So we're up against her. And she is an unknown class, but we do know her class thanks to the live stream. So let's bring out the one and only Squirtoria. Because I've never really used her that much, so you know, why not? You have some very strong feelings on Raiko. Understandable, though. Completely understandable. She does indeed do a lot of those things. Pepe is backing Hologram Rose. Okay. So we're gonna lead things off here with an NP, I think. Ooh, defense against that defense down. That's unfortunate. I don't have stars, is what sucks here. Alright, Squirtoria, go. They're getting sick of us hearing that's not a joke. I mean... Your son gets really upset upon seeing her. I forgot how strong Squirtoria is sometimes, and how loud she can be. So close. So very close for a one-shot there. We'll get her this time. Well, I mean, it's not like we're gonna be seeing her anytime soon, I imagine. You know? So at least there's that. Attack Squirtoria! Why would you not attack Squirtoria? She's just standing there menacingly, you know? I gotta save for that NP that's probably gonna be blasting me down here soon. Even on a spook, you wouldn't burn her. Oh? Why wouldn't you burn her? Are you too a collector? So you'd hold on to her for those purposes. Fair enough, you know. The second archive prison and then gets forgotten. What you should do then is you should also either A, try and get Kentoki and put him on a team with Shootin. You know, if you really want to tick Raiko off or make her mad, put her in the back lines of some teams, and then Kentoki with both versions of Shootin in the front lines. I can imagine she would be terribly pissed at that. You just want to forget about her. Fair enough. That would be the best way to do so. Heck, you could... Actually, I don't know how specific you can get with filtering of servants. I know there's methods of filtering to hide servants, but I don't know if you can go that specific with the hiding. Alrighty, Squirtoria. Finish this. I mean, at the very least, outside of getting spooked by her on a GSSR, I kind of doubt she's gonna have any significance. She might show up in one of the summer events, maybe as a cameo since she is a summer servant, you know? But, like, I doubt she's gonna have any story significance here. Because if she was going to have some story significance, it would be in this Lostbelt, since her weapon is the weapon of Indra, I think it is, or something along those lines. So if she's not in this Lostbelt, then we're likely not going to see her in any Lostbelts, you know? And event-wise... Yeah, events would be the only other time. We're getting close to cutting it here. We will bring Rama along, but servant-wise, we'll have Melt. She was in the case files in 2 different fights. Oh, so you don't even want to fight her. I mean, you probably are also sick of seeing her on friends lists, too. Since, it might actually be from that, because she's a very popular AoE berserker. So it's actually possible that, I'm pretty sure Arjuna Alter is a AoE berserker. And I'm almost positive that Summer Musashi is an AoE berserker. So maybe you'll start seeing her get replaced on those spots as well. Yes, I'm aware. I'm well aware indeed. The Foxwoman is up to something, isn't she? Then if I may, allow me to tell you something. Something of great importance. Oh, no. Of course, I would leave the decision to what to do with this information entirely in your capable hands. All I would ask is that humbly of you is your attention. That said, I must stress that depending on how things turn out, matters could go very serious indeed. Why, what if my colleague, one of the Foreign God's disciples, ostensibly sent here to help you, would have become the very sort of thing you cast out of your world? Limbo is trying to get Koyan. God. Please listen to us. The Lokpal are enemies as well. We only came here in the hope of finding allies who could help us fight against them. Talk is cheap. I've lost track of how many times someone claiming to be my friend betrayed me. Hey look, she's back and she's fighting to protect us. Then we're saved. Then those are Lokpal. Damn, they finally found our village. Please, my lady, help us. The Lokpal showed up right after we got back to the village. They've been barring your gate and holding out until you arrived. There, you see? I knew you couldn't be trusted. Oh, what did I tell you? Misunderstandings only invite further misunderstandings. I've seen this sort of thing before, back at the clock tower. Not all of my life, really. I would look around one day and realize everyone had forsaken me, even though I didn't do anything wrong. Well, maybe that's not entirely accurate. There was that one time I... Sorry, hon, but your life story's gonna have to wait. Okay. Circumstances being what they are, she doesn't seem to be truly trying to kill us. She's certainly very hard-headed. Her moves are as firm as her beliefs, it seems. Hey, Rama, are you feeling this too? I am as faint, but she definitely has the air of a divine spirit. Maybe she's a pseudo-servant like you. Good grief, I know India had an expensive pantheon, but that can't be the answer for everything, can it? Man, you know it's getting ridiculous when Sherlock is getting exasperated at the amount of Indian pseudo-servants and stuff. One does not generally run into the divine spirit at every corner, so to speak. Forget about that, how we can only listen to us. We'll never get anywhere if we don't clear up this misunderstanding. Yeah, she just isn't listening. Oh. Well, aren't you gonna try and scale these walls? Something too better than... is that? Why'd you jump on the wall? Oh no. Something's behind us, isn't there? She seems to be looking at something very far away. What's going on? Well, this is certainly less than optimal. I know you're in the midst of a battle, but I strongly urge you to take note of your surroundings, particularly what is behind you, immediately. Oh boy, what's behind us? It's these things! What secret beasts? Oh wait, this pack looks kind of familiar. Are these the ones that passed us by earlier? Those were going in a different direction. I'm pretty sure they didn't notice us at all. Maybe there's something here that lured them this way. The group from the secret beast we encountered earlier. All the times for them to show up. No, this is not a coincidence. It makes sense that the Lokpal would have means to control them. They must be trying to make their way into our village and cleanse it, especially since one of our elderly died this morning. Begone, foul agents of the false god. You will not be claiming over our dead today. My, she does make for quite the striking figure, doesn't she? She certainly does. She must be the manifestation of a noble heroic spirit, here to guide these people of this place along the right path. And she slips. Whatever, did something knock her off the wall? No, it looked to me like she just sort of lost her footing. Now she's wriggling around where she fell. It looks like her feet are stuck in some hole in the ground. Curses, I can't believe I fell right into one of the pitfalls we dug to prepare for the next Kali attack. Give me a moment, I'll be out in no time. I don't think the collie will give you a moment. Looks like they're pissed off about all the dramatic tension evaporating, but I could just be projecting there. I can let the secret be started while she's incapacitated. Let's take them down and keep her safe, Master. Let's get them. Man, imagine how much more powerful we would be if we had foe on our side at foe power. And reflector just went down. Hang on. I can fix it. Yes, I can. Stream's still up, right? Yeah, the stream is still up. Reflector just crashed for some reason. I mean, it does not like when I go longer. Like I said, this is probably going to be the last section, though. Just as a word of warning, this will likely be the last section. Is that good, or is that still a bit big? That's perfect. Awesome. Maybe it's a little bit askew, but that's fine. Only 2 waves, 3 enemies each. I guess. 3 focus there. I deserve that. Why do I deserve that? What did I do wrong? Oh, for the pun? I guess it wasn't very punny, was it? BAQ melt. Oh, melt. Melt that made my heart flutter. Triple crits from melt. Oh, so good. Okay, let's melt. Made the pun and the game crashes. Yeah, I'm not that punny, I suppose. Let's see. That this Uchiha is, you know, I never would have thought that the Uchiha could get any lower, but becoming giant white horses that attack people, that's a new low for the Uchiha clan. I do apologize if my nickname for these things is insulting to anybody who actually knows what these things' names are, but I could not pronounce that without a lot of freaking practice. Let's be honest here. I can barely pronounce English well sometimes, you know? Garuda! Haven't seen these suckers in a while. I actually like them better in this skin. They look a lot cooler in the white motif than they did in the purple and black one. Oh, we don't have an NP? God damn it. We're 1% off from having an NP. Tarnation. I think Reflector just crashed again. Yep, Reflector just crashed again. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Reflector, Reflector. Reflector, please stop crashing. You'll get your rest soon, so please stop crashing. Maybe exit Reflector and go back in. Yeah, I'll need to do that. Exit and then relaunch. Just gonna take its time to load here. It's not even the game, it's my computer that doesn't want me to make it any further. My computer doesn't want to go any further than it currently is at, unfortunately. Why, computer? Why? Reflector, like, seriously, load back up. There we go. Now my phone just needs to connect to my... There we go. There's my code. Let me type in the code. There we go. You... what is... There we go. Okay. I need to work fast because I don't know if that's going to happen again. Let me fix the screen here. You need a giant cat. Be careful with where you go with giant cats because you do not want to unleash the eldritch horror that is Garfield. Okay, we can get away with an NP here. And that. Still haven't gotten into Genshin myself. Though again, I've heard lots of good things about it, but it just doesn't seem my speed, you know? 50-50 shot of a kill here. Let's make that a bit better than 50-50. It was a 100% chance for a kill. I was just paranoid, I suppose. And now it's just the Uchiha. I play Genshin like audio. Oh, like audiobooks. I was about to say, how can... I thought Genshin was an open world gacha game, so how can you play an open world game if you're in the middle of other stuff? But listening to audiobooks would be one thing you could do. It could indeed. It could indeed. Whew. Excuse me. Got them burps here, it seems. You can run around in AFK. It's an open world that doesn't need much attention. Really, that doesn't sound like a very fun open world game to me if you can't get away with not paying attention. Really? Also, I just realized this is slightly off alignment. All cells in our vicinity eliminated. Well done, everyone. Well, now do you understand we're not your enemy? Yes, I do. I'm not so foolish as to insist otherwise at this point. I see now I was gravely mistaken. No one who would fight against the sacred beast could possibly be allies with a false god. I am truly, sincerely sorry, and I thank you for your assistance. Please, tell me why you have come here. No, on second thought, it's only right that I tell you about myself first. Yes, you have a point. Alright, then let me first ask you this. Are you a divine spirit? Yes and no, I'm a servant, but right now I'm a goddess. Right now a goddess resides within my body, sharing her power with me. When I was first summoned to this land, she was already there inside me. There have been plenty of cases where a divine spirit would inhabit a person from the past to become a spirit, to become a servant. And since heroic spirit servants are technically people from the past, I guess it makes sense that a divine spirit could inhabit one of them, too. Though I definitely have heard of many cases where it happens quite like this. I expect it's because this god and I happen to share the same name. I believe having words, sounds, and names match is very significant when it comes to magecraft. Then again, I was originally given this name in the hope of receiving her blessing, so perhaps it's too much of a coincidence after all. You don't say? Okay, that makes sense. And the name? Lakshmi. And I am the Rani of Janisi, a land which once existed in India. It was named for her. My name is Lakshmi Bai. It ain't no lie, Lakshmi Bai, bye, bye. That was another bad pun. Maybe I should stop making puns. And a no battle one to round us off for section 8. Fo-fo? Lakshmi Bai. I would like to think that anyone would be a bit embarrassed to recount the history of their own life, no matter how proud of that life they may be. Sounds why Holmes has been so unusually quiet. Alright then, I guess I'll... Lakshmi Bai is a hero from the 19th century India, known for her role in the Indian Rebellion. Oh, thanks for jumping in, Captain. Why don't you take it from here? Despite being born to royalty, she took up the sword and led a small rebel army in order to protect her nation of Jhansi. She was known far and wide for her leadership and charisma. At the time, the revolts were breaking out all across India under all manner of different circumstances. When one small state tried to revolt, the neighboring nations would often end up taking side with the British, isolating the rebels and cutting them off from their working with like-minded people in other regions. But the Jhansi rebels managed to hold out to the very end. And it was thanks to all that, thanks to their exceptional leader, Lakshmi Bai. I wouldn't call myself exceptional, I was just flailing around trying to hold everything together as best as I could. Between Kunwar, Singha, Tatya Tope, and many others I could name, there were no end of leaders more talented than me. All that aside, you sound like you know a lot about our circle. Are you Indian yourself? I'm nobody, just another nameless. It doesn't matter where I'm from, I'm done now. Over and out. Well, while we're at it, we should also probably go over your divine spirit, Lakshmi. Though I'm sure Ganesha and Rama know a lot more about her than I do. In Indian mythology, Lakshmi is known as the goddess of fortune, prosperity, beauty, and the consort of Vishnu. That's right. Then, could it be? I'm an avatar of Vishnu, and Sita is an avatar of Lakshmi. Sita, are you in there? I'm sure if you are, I'll be able to feel your presence. I'm guessing this is clear to all of you as well, but her grip on my skull is starting to... The bones are starting to crack. Oh, poor Rama. So obsessed with Sita, but unfortunately, I sense no trace of Sita inside of her. Who is this man inventing on a woman he's never met before as if to propose to her? Do you mind if I break him? I understand how you feel, but please go easy on Rama's own complicated history. I see. I suppose I can't blame him for misunderstanding. I should have been more precise. The goddess Lakshmi resides within me more as a power source than anything else. I can barely sense her consciousness at all. It's almost as though her heart has been implanted in me to provide me with energy. I doubt my output can measure up to that of an unadulterated divine spirit. So I'm afraid I'm not much of a manifestation of the goddess Lakshmi as so much as my core is that of a human. Around me, Lakshmi Bai, small elements of the goddess. I don't. We need all the help we can get. And Sita really doesn't exist inside you. As I suspected, right? Of course she doesn't. Now that I think about it, if she had, I would have sensed her well before you introduced yourself. But I was not even able to tell that the deity within you was Lakshmi. You must have really only ever divine power and nothing of her consciousness. Ganesha didn't realize you were either. Of course, that might be because he was never very close to you, seeing as how you're just as up there in the pantheon as his mom Parvati. Ganesha, yes, now that you mention it, I do sense divine presence inside you. One I would never in a million years guess by looking at you. Yeah, I know, but it's true. Believe me, I've spent pretty much this entire time wishing it was just some weird joke. And I'm Rama, King of Kosala. Sure you've heard of me, as well as my beloved Sita. Probably not, considering Iya is only ever going to work for Gilgamesh, you know? I mean, sure, Abby can probably take you into the Gate of Babylon, but Gil doesn't really organize it, so... yeah, it would probably just be a massive, massive mess where you'd have to probably dig. I know that I don't remember his proper name, but Hercules in Strange Fake wants to use a specific noble phantasm that is designed to steal other noble phantasms in an attempt to steal Ea. He's not succeeded in doing it, but so far as we know, you need to be able to steal it on a conceptual level to be able to use it if you are not Gilgamesh. Of course, There's not a single soul in India who doesn't know your name. Forgive me, I thought you were just an, unusual, youthful young man who hadn't yet learned how to behave around women. Let's share our story. Good point, we have a bunch of things we need to tell you about. Who are we? How we got here? What we're trying to do? It's a long story, but I hope you'll bear with us. And I think that about sums it up.
Hold it. What about me? Oh, I thought you were saving the most important figure in our group for the end to make a lasting impression.
Yes, this is Gordon Music, who I absolutely, positively, definitely didn't forget to introduce. Nope. As you can probably tell from his sheer girth, his dignified stature, he's our Commander-in-Chief.
Indeed, a stout build is the mark of a true elite after all. As the commanding officer here, I expect you to treat me with all due respect.
I have one question for you. Are you British?
Oh, she's not gonna like him. Sounds like a job for Void. I don't know if Void...
See, that's an excellent question, though, with regards to Void there, because technically Ea exists in the Gate of Babylon, but the Gate of Babylon only exists as Gilgamesh's NP, as the key to the Gate of Babylon is a physical item, but it can't actually open up the Gate of Babylon. There's also the theory that Ea predates everything, so it could predate the root, which would predate Void Shiki. So, that'd be an interesting one.
Huh? Oh, no, I'm not.
What about you?
Me? Oh, that would be telling, hun. You've got to get to know me better first. I suppose I can at least tell you that no, I'm not British either, though I did spend a good time at the clock tower.
Oh boy, well there's at least one person in our group there's one last person in our group I should introduce you to. Sorry, Holmes, the jig is up. You can't keep hiding forever.
I assure you I was doing no such thing. I was only waiting for a more opportune moment once things had settled down. Good day, Miss Lakshmi Bai. Sherlock Holmes, detective at your service.
Are you British?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. The Indian Rebellion was, well, as a war for Indians' independence against the colonizers, the British. And since Lakshmi Bai lost her life in that conflict, I imagine she has strong feelings about it. Though I do get the impression that there's someone else here with some connection to that. Oh well, guess it's not my place to say anything here.
I was only a few years old when that war broke out, so while I cannot personally apologize for my country's actions.
We get some Sherlock lore! Sherlock was only a couple years old when the Indian Rebellion for Independence happened. When did that happen? Rebellion against the British. So, he was a few years old then, so he was born in the 1800s. Sherlock Holmes was born in the 1800s in the Fateverse. Good to know, good to know. It probably says that in his actual stories, but you know, I don't really know his stories that well.
There's little sense in my asking that. It's just an old habit, one I can't seem to shake.
You have nothing to apologize for. It's not for me to say whether you should or shouldn't feel that way. Nor is it for me to say whether you should or should not hold on to those feelings, or try to forget them. All I can say for sure is that our country's histories are intertwined. Certainly neither of us can pretend otherwise. If this hadn't come up now, Sol would no doubt have noticed the air of discomfort between us, and gone on to learn what happened between our countries for himself. If there is any meaning to be found by having people from the past come together like this, besides the role we play as servants, of course, I suspect it lies there.
I agree, I will think of you no more than by the name of a man of Sherlock Holmes. Besides, under these circumstances, the more allies we have, the better. Then does that mean you consider us allies? It was as difficult to convince the people to follow the wrongness of the situation, but once I did, they agreed to work together to forge their own destiny. Their village here is now the base of such like-minded people. As your warriors fighting against God, just like us, I would be honored if you fought by our side.
It's a deal.
Fo-fo! I guess the counterforce must summon you too. Have you been here long? Yes, I'd say it's been at least 10 days since I arrived.
Then you must have been caught in the world's recreation a number of times. How did you survive? God or not, making this entire Lostbelt is a major undertaking. Arjuna wouldn't change how he goes about it just because the servant's been added to the mix. As long as he doesn't think of you as an unnecessary defective, I'd expect he'd just bring you back along with all the other people. Oh, it just galls me thinking how his own survival in this Lostbelt is completely dependent on his absurdly arbitrary standards.
And it's natural for the gods to be somewhat self-centered in their immense power, but Arjuna definitely takes it too far.
Now, speaking of which, you should know he's already got his eye on us. So if you join us, you're sure to wind up with a whole evil label on you, and you won't be able to survive the world being remade anymore.
That's right, it could only been a matter of time before you took notice of me anyway. Besides, you have a way to evade the destruction, yes? So if it comes to that, I'll be counting on your help. I mean, the border, yes, of course, you'd be welcome to join us there, wouldn't she?
The border's the last bastion of hope for all of humanity. We can't just letting any old servant that we meet on it. Under unordinary circumstances, anyway, but in this case, I suppose we do have a fair handle on our true name and background. I don't be ashamed to lose a valuable ally so soon after finding one. Very well, I'll authorize your entry into the border in a case of an emergency.
You have my gratitude.
Of course, ideally, I hope to be quite finished with this place long before he even uses that preposterous noble phantasm of his again.
You said it, honey. Fortunately, he's only ever done that at the very end of Kali Yuga. So it'd be just peach if we could just put a stop to all of this before then.
So now that you got a new ally, what's our next step?
I've already got something in mind for that. There are risks involved naturally, but the reward should be significant. Now that we're in the middle of the first relatively peaceful Yuga, and especially now that we have more allies, this would be the perfect time to investigate one thing in particular. And that is...
Remember that thing we've been wondering about ever since we came to this Lostbelt? It's the biggest, most mysterious thing here by far, and it's got to contain some useful information. Now I want you guys to finally go and investigate it. God, Sky Boulder.
The boulder is confused.
But that is another section done, and that is going to be where I call tonight's stream. I will be back tomorrow, Saturday. I will decide on the time and post it on my thing later on, but I will be back tomorrow for another 3 hours of streaming Fate. For now, though, I've been SolarActrek, and I hope that you've enjoyed the stream. If you have, leave me some feedback in whichever way you so see fit. If you want to check out more by me, be sure to check out my channel below. If you're here on Twitch or YouTube, be sure to drop me a like or a follow so you know when I go live, or just to show your support. You can also drop me a sub on either or platform. It would be greatly appreciated. The YouTube one is probably a little cheaper. But once again, thank you so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening, everybody.